Hi there, Yani here and welcome to my channel. Please like, comment, subscribe and hit the notification bell to get updates when I upload a video. Hello. This is Yani.
And this is John. And welcome to our channel. So today we have a fun and informative video for you.
It would have been fun filming this in New York. However, bawal lumabas, so we're just doing it in our homes.
My wife reached out to her co-workers and friends for help in making this video.
And they were gracious enough to participate, and you'll get to meet them in a few, so please stay tuned.
So we're going to discuss some New Yorkers' pet peeves, and after we're going to discuss some tips if you plan on visiting New York for the first time.
Alright, so I'll start with New Yorkers' pet peeves. Alright, number one in our list is really important. New Yorkers hate it when you stare at them. So
That's right.
make sure to avoid any prolonged eye contact at anybody, especially on the train. My friend actually experienced this. Somebody threw an empty bottle of water at her just because she was staring at somebody. So yeah, New Yorkers really hate when you stare at them. So that's a no-no.
Now on to number two. So New Yorkers really hate it when you block the exit on the subway. So let the riders exit before boarding the train. So that's all from our side. And let's hear it from
my co-workers and friends. Okay. Alright.
Let me tell you, my number one pet peeve is, and for other people that I talk to is, it's great if you're a tourist, you know. You're visiting, you're having a great time, it's your first time in New York City, the Big Apple, city lights, you know, Broadway people dancing and singing. Oh, do not stand in the middle of the sidewalk to talk with someone. Do not, because I'll tell you right now, you will be pushed and you might be like offended or you might be hurt, because New York people do not take. If they have a place to go, they have to go to that place. And you being in the middle of the street, you will be pushed aside. And sometimes, if it's rush hour, like around the morning, the 6 p.m. or even lunch, you are gonna get even more of an attitude from them. So please, please, I beg you, do not stand in the middle of this sidewalk, okay? That's one major tip that I have for you guys, all right? Okay. Have fun if you ever visit.
If you're gonna come and visit New York, I have one piece of advice for you. Do not stop in the middle of the street and take a picture. Move to the side. There's no need to stop in the middle of the street. You're gonna stop in the middle of the street and I bump you. Guess what? I'm not going to say I'm sorry. Move to the side. Do not stop in the middle of the street. Thank you.
Guys, today I would like to talk to you about two pet peeves that New Yorkers have about with tourists or people that are, like, you know, frequently traveling through New York. So one pet, these two, they kind of combine together, is the escalator. So when you come to New York and you have your suitcase, please be sure to not put it next to you on the escalator. Stand to the right side and put the suitcase in front of you on the step before you. When you put it next to you, you create a sort of kind of rage within us because we're always in a rush. The city never sleeps. Sometimes we're always running late, and it's not because we woke up late. It's just because, you know, the public transportation or something went wrong. So most people might not confront you, but if you look behind you, you'll see that they're kind of fidgety and they're fuming a little bit behind you. That's because they really actually want to go. Another thing I would like to talk to you about, the right side is the slow lane. It's for the people who's not trying to rush anywhere. Is if you want to stand up and take the escalator like a normal person. We have this kind of sidewalk road rage per se, and by you standing on the left or you putting your suitcase on the left side, you create this kind of problem for us that we do not like to have. So when you're visiting, put your suitcase in front of you or put it behind you. Or if you're going to stand on the escalator and you don't have a suitcase, just stand to the right if you do not feel like keeping up with the flow of traffic that is in New York City.
So that's it for the pet peeves. Next we're going to discuss tips if you plan on visiting New York for the first time.
Number one, I made sure not to forget this. Use the bathroom before leaving your hotel.
That's good advice.
Yeah, because like if you walk around New York City, you wouldn't be able to find a bathroom right away. If ever you want to go to a restaurant looking for a bathroom, expect a long line, especially if you are in the city.
True.
So you wouldn't be able to use the bathroom unless you purchase something. So you have to wait in the line, and yeah.
So my advice is just take frequent sips of water instead of drinking like one big water bottle and one big gulp. No, that's you're gonna be rushing for the comfort room real soon. So my second advice to easily get around New York City is to take advantage of Google Maps, the free maps that are being offered in the kiosks in the city. You can find one like in Penn Station, Times Square, Grand Central Station. They have free brochures, free New York City maps that will help you around the city.
There's also an app, right?
There's also an app, true. There's also an app for the subway. There's an app for the bus schedules. And even in the subways, it may seem confusing at first, but there are clear signs everywhere.
Yeah.
What direction you have to go to get to this train. And it's also color-coded and number-coded. So it makes it easier for you to travel around. Also, the MTA personnel, which are the personnel on the subways, are very helpful to find your way. They also have help desks, call buttons, and just ring that button, ask for help, and they'll give you the advice.
So that's it from our side. The next few tips will be discussed by my friends.
Now on to the videos.
So one of the big don'ts for me when visiting New York City would be do not wear high heels. I learned my lesson the hard way. The first time I went to New York City, I wanted to look good for the pictures, so I wore high heels, and I ended up getting blisters all over my feet. Yikes. So yeah, if you're planning to visit New York City, wear the most comfortable pair of shoes that you have. You're gonna have to do a lot of walking, but it's worth it.
My number one rule for walking in New York City is to keep up with other walkers. So New Yorkers, we tend to walk pretty quickly. We're pretty famous for it. And the number one rule is if you can't keep up, you just happen to be a slow walker, which is fine, we understand, just walk closer to the side of the building. If you're walking on the right side of the street, it'll be on the right, closer to the building, the entrances. If you're on the left side of the street, you want to walk to the left, as far left as possible. This way, you're not bumping into people, you're not standing in anybody's way, and everyone's happy. The New Yorkers can go as fast as they need to. You can talk and chat and walk and chat, and that way, your enjoyment of New York is not impeded by people yelling at you.
Hey guys, today I would like to talk to you about certain things that you should not do when you're visiting New York City. Although you may see a few New Yorkers standing in the bike lane while we're waiting for the light to go red so that we can cross, you should not stand in the bike lane. Just keep in mind that the bike lane is very active, and that even though the traffic or the flow of traffic may stop on, let's say, for example, the right side of the street, the bikes, even though the traffic has stopped, will still keep pedaling because they have a right of way as long as the coast is clear or something like that. So if you're standing in the bike lane, most likely you'll probably get run over because they're not going to stop for you. They're usually doing a lot of deliveries and they're always in a rush, so I do not recommend standing in the bike lane.
Hello, today's tourist advice is brought to you part by me, Kevin. Best advice I have for any tourist that comes to New York, specifically Manhattan, is be very careful when you're going to food vendors. They're very more than likely to price gouge their foods. For example, hot dogs may normally go for $2, but if you go to the hot dog guy, if he notices that you're a tourist and you're very obviously a tourist, he may jack the price up to say $4 or $5. Now, that's very expensive if you're a New Yorker, but they raise the price because they know tourists really don't mind paying. They'll pay anything because they think, yeah, tourists think this is the price, so I'll charge them whatever they want. If you're not sure if you're getting the cheapest amount, a little haggling is okay. You can be like, okay, you know what, it's fine. The guy down there is selling the hot dogs for $2. So thank you anyway, and have a good day. Normally they'll be like, no, wait, okay, I'll give you for $2 or $3 and give you a lower price. It works almost all the time, but not all of the time. I hope that was good enough advice. Thank you very much, guys.
I would like to talk to you about when you visit New York City is to beware of the ticket scammers. A lot of times they'll be standing out of legitimate show business places. For example, they'll be outside of Madison Square Garden, or they could be near a movie theater, and they're trying to sell you a ticket because they're claiming that they have a better deal, but the thing is, you have to give them cash. Please be wary of those because they really try to scam the unsuspecting people. If you want tickets for a show that's happening in New York, it's best to get it from either one, the ticket booth or the ticket master, or two, you could buy it online. But be wary. Anybody that's trying to sell you tickets on the street in exchange for cash only for a supposedly legitimate show, that is a ticket scammer, and beware of them.
So those were the pet peeves of New Yorkers and our tips when you visit New York. So that's it for this video, guys.
And thank you for watching this video.
And thank you to my friends too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I really appreciate your help in making this video. Thank you so much.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up.
Comment below.
And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
And ring the bell too. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Stay safe.
And take care. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.